I feel like this is euphoric, going, I don't know what it's like for you all, but when, it's that time of the month, I feel like as I've gotten in my 40s, it's been much worse. The PMS symptoms seem to be lasting a lot longer and they're a little bit more intense. I wasn't perimenopausal, a couple of months ago at the beginning of the year, but, I am now, hitting upon those perimenopausal symptoms, and man, it is like knocking me out. I'm not a doctor, so I couldn't say exactly like what. So of course, perimenopause, I think it is hereditary from what my doctors have told me. And I actually had a conversation with my doctor right before, we were going to jump on this call. And, you typically start to feel these symptoms anywhere from, your mid 30s, all the way to like, your late, 60s or mid 60s. Perimenopause, probably, I think 50s is what they told me, is usually when women kind of 30 to 50. Perimenopause is before menopause. The symptoms are kind of similar to like just extreme tiredness and just like crabbiness, and it's just more intense. Your periods are heavier, and then and then they're shorter. Like they're heavy, but they're short. Probably now 4 days or 5 days that my period lasts. It used to be, a good 7 days. And I can see it's dropped down to 4. It's like it all comes out at once and then it's done. I don't think men or people who don't, I don't think men understand what it's like not functioning at my best. And I think like right now, multitasking is no tasking. I'm just going to focus on one task. That's one thing that I think has really helped me, is just I do not multitask during this time where everything feels overwhelming. Everything feels like too much. I'm short-tempered, so I just really can't process a lot. So I'm just going to do one task at a time. So I think the ability to like process information is just it's difficult, it's overwhelming, and it's just all got to slow down in order to be present. The other thing are the hot flashes. I don't sweat easily, but I was today I was working out and I'm like, wow, my face is sweating, and I never sweat on my face. My lower abs, I don't see them anymore. Not that they were hugely defined, but there is just a layer of fat on there, and I've got this bulge that's bigger than it's ever been. Your thighs, your upper thighs are also a little bit bigger. So clothes are not fitting me the way that they used to fit me. I can't even suck it in. There's no sucking in. Even on my bloated days, I used to at least be able to suck it in when I needed to. The other thing that is interesting about this, I don't know if this happens, and I'm curious if any other woman experiences this, but usually around when you're PMSing, I feel very, almost like the emotions are, there's only one emotion, and it's just kind of you're numbed out. And then if something bothers you, you kind of waken up, but then otherwise you're just kind of numbed out. So it's kind of like I'm texting when someone says something funny, I'm like, LOL, LOL. Yeah, I'm not really there. I can't express an emotion of and it's really weird. It's just, it's kind of nice because in some ways, not every emotion is impacting me, but then I get triggered very easily. That's the word. I get triggered really easily. So you're kind of like, oh, I look really happy. And it's just like this, before we started talking, it's just this stage of euphoria where I'm just like, oh, I got to cook dinner. The girls need help with their homework. I've got to, now when you started this program that this Accelerate that you and I both are in, it's like, there's so much work. And I'm like, you gotta, I've been working on that, and I'm up late at night working on that. And then the dog's limping. We probably should take him to the vet. I don't know why he's been, and then the cat keeps throwing up. Oh, the cat's throwing up. It's almost like all these things are happening and I'm just going through the motions. So stress, I don't feel like stress as much as I do triggered for anger. But stress, I feel like I'm just kind of like going through the motions. So in my family, we lose our periods really early. So I think my mom lost hers at 41. My sister lost hers at 42. And I'm 44 now, so I know I'm due any time now, possibly. I think I'm pretty sure it's happening right now. I have to get tested again. But having talked to my doctor this morning, she's like, yeah, you're exhibiting all the symptoms. But it's really weird because they call it ovarian failure. And I'm just like, wow, like how is, let's just stick it to the woman a little bit more that you failed. It's very frustrating. I think it's important for us to have this conversation, and I'm glad we're having this conversation because we don't talk a lot about our periods, and I don't think men realize when we are working, and we seem a little moody, fine, you can blame it on our PMS, but that's really uncomfortable. I think women's hormones are very complicated and there's not much empathy. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that, hey, I'm acting this way, or I feel a little bit tired because I am on my cycle. That's gonna impact our performance at work. And I don't think it's an excuse, it's a reality.